You know, I don't like anything.
We need to add something to it, though. Like,
That's fuck. Let me do this.
okay.
Let me fuck this monkey. You just hold the tail for me.
Wow, that's a good way to open up the show. There it goes right there.
Let me fuck this monkey. You just hold the tail for me.
Anybody that's not ready for that kind of talk need to go ahead and exit the premises immediately. We are up now live. Welcome to the Kickback Podcast, Episode 1, Season 2. We are back.
We back.
My name is Gerard J. I am a radio and television personality in the ATL, Georgia. Also the director of finance at Mercedes-Benz in Marietta. Alongside me is Grammy nominee.
Twice.
Two-time Grammy nominee, multi-platinum recording artist, really fixture in the R&B and hip-hop culture as a whole. His name is Case. He is my brother, and we have to explain to you what this podcast is all about. But first of all, we got to show some love to Case. What's up, Case?
Let's show some love to both of us.
I'm so glad you did this, bro.
Let's show some love for us, man.
Yeah,
for us being back.
We got sound effects this season, baby.
Let's go.
We got sound effects, baby.
Let's go.
So listen, man, let's talk about the Kickback. For anybody that was not here for season 1, right? What we're doing is, this was an idea that was brought up because a lot of people don't really know about the personality of Case. They see you sing, they see you make everybody get somebody pregnant that night and all those type of things. You know,
and they can still do that.
And they can still do that. Yeah, that's part of the game.
I promote that.
Yeah, but we figured we need to do something so you could get into the intricacies of the man Case. And myself, and we just want to have some fun and bring people in and talk about things that are going on in our society so they can see different side of you as a person, right?
And plus, we be having shit to say.
We do have a lot of shit to say.
And we know y'all do, which I can see from social media.
Yes.
So let's all just let's talk our shit.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. So we're talking our shit. We're talking about things that are happening, you know, in the world. We're talking about really anything that's going on at that time. So season 1 was fun. We had a good time. Yeah. We learned a lot of things. We had a lot of people, in case you missed season 1, that came through here. Everybody from Vanessa Fraction to Cole Parker came through. Yeah. Like, we had a lot of cool people that came through, talked to us about a lot of things. It was awesome.
We're going to have more guests this season.
We're going to have more guests this season.
We're going to turn it up a notch. We're going to turn it up a notch.
That's the whole point, though. You got to progress as you move forward. You can't do it the same way you did last season.
Is it progress or progress?
No, it will be progress.
Are we sure?
We are positive.
Like, is it harass or harass?
It's harass. It's definitely harass.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. It's definitely harass.
Okay.
So, you know, and so that's the nature of the beast as the Kickback Podcast. Now, I want to let you know, to find this podcast, what you need to do is this. Go to the Kickback P on Instagram. It is at the Kickback P. There is a link that is in the bio. You click the link, it'll bring you directly to where we are. And that's how you do it every single Wednesday while we're on. Because in case you don't know, this podcast is done live. A lot of podcasts are not done live, but me being a terrestrial radio guy is no big deal. I'm used to doing it live, so we're doing it live. So again, at the Kickback P is the Instagram page. Click the link in the bio. It'll bring you right to us right now, so you can talk your shit while we talk our shit.
And since we live, I just need y'all to know that sometime I might say some shit that I probably wasn't supposed to say out loud, but it happens. It's live.
You need that disclaimer too, because
we need that disclaimer.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't know. I'll be like, did he just say? And I know the guy, like, he's a brother of mine. I'm
Did you
just really say that? And some of these topics too that will cause. Yeah. We're going to tell you now. We're going to speak very transparently. We're going to speak with a lot of authenticity about our particular views of whatever we talk about. So you're not going to agree with all of our views. You're not going to like all of our views.
And we're not going to agree with yours.
Exactly. But we need you to understand that these are our views. We're not asking for anybody to necessarily be on our team all the time or whatever the case is. Because right now, we have to really say, like, times are really sensitive right now.
Oh, my God.
And we're going to get into that in one of our topics tonight, as a matter of fact.
And no people were actually harmed during the filming of this podcast. So
it depends. Feelings might get harmed every now and then. No people are going to get harmed. So that's just a little insight about what the Kickback Podcast is. If you feeling it, make sure you get everybody you know to come through. Once again, the Instagram page at the Kickback P. Click the link in the bio that'll bring you to us. Okay, so another motivator for this podcast was the Case 25 tour, and I think that it's important to let everybody know what the Case 25 tour, because right now we're in it. We're in the Case 25 tour, and people are seeing it on social media.
Mama made it.
I like that right there. Shouts out to our production team
do it again.
too.
Wait, you ready? Mama made it. I didn't happen that time.
So the Case 25 tour celebrating 25 years of you in the industry.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, 25 years in any type of business. If you have a job, normally you get a gold watch after 25 years. Like 25 years is a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking for my gold watch.
Look, Def Jam, where's the gold watch at? You know what I'm saying?
It ain't Def Jam.
It ain't Def Jam.
Nah. Somebody. I need a gold watch.
You probably got. I seen some of the watches you got.
It's not gold.
Yeah,
though.
But it's white gold. It's fine.
It has diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. So stop.
No,
being
I want
greedy.
a straight gold watch. I want it to be engraved on the back, like thanks for
25 years.
Yeah. I wanted to say it like that. Like,
It's going to be a Seiko. They're going to get you a gold
no,
Seiko.
not a Seiko.
They're going to get you a gold Seiko.
God damn.
But no, listen, real talk though, like between you and I and everybody listening, like 25 years at anything is a long time.
Yeah.
And when you talk about the music industry, it's non-existent. It doesn't happen. Let's call it what it is. It does not happen, especially when you're in front of the camera like yourself. Now, if you're a industry executive or whatever the case is, you might be able to move around
Some
a little
of them
bit.
be 50 years.
Yeah, but that's a whole different ballgame. But as a performer, to be celebrating your 25th year and to be doing it in such a style is amazing. And I think that a lot of people need to be privy to that information. You know what I'm saying? So one of the motivators behind this show was the Case 25 tour, which you're in right now.
Yeah. Well, the tour hasn't started yet. I'm still doing shows a whole bunch. Like I was just saying earlier, I got shows from next Thursday. Mm-hmm. For now, it's all the way through January. So
booking done.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing. And so the thing about it is, like, talk about your feelings. First of all, does it feel like 25 years has passed? Because let me tell you something. I remember 96 when you came out, and I didn't know you yet.
Right.
But that don't seem like no damn 25 years ago.
Let me tell you, and also, I just turned 50.
Right.
Earlier this month.
Yeah. Happy belated, by the way, big brother.
Yeah. Thank you. It's
Boy, did we have a good time on that day.
Well, I heard I did. I heard I had a good time.
You had a phenomenal time.
Yeah, I heard I had a good time on my 50th birthday.
I can understand why your memory's blank, but you had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like, who wants to remember shit?
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should. But yeah.
But it doesn't feel like 25. Let me tell you what I was telling my wife the other day. Is I remember when I was doing my contract negotiations, they was like, so in 25 years, this and this and that. And I'm sitting there like, why is she talking to me about 25 years? You know how long that is? When I say that shit flew by.
Yeah, bro.
And the biggest thing I wanted to accomplish in my career, if you listen to the first interviews I did, they was like, what do you want to accomplish in the music business? And what I wanted to do is make music that people would want to listen to in 25, 30 years, the same way how people are with Motown.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy and blessed to say that I did accomplish that.
Absolutely did.
And that's what makes it not feel like 25 years. Because
Yeah.
I can go in a party and Touch Me, Tease Me will come on, and people go crazy like it just came out. And that's a blessing.
Yeah.
But you don't understand how much of a blessing that is.
Yeah.
Just like people always be like, yo, what was it like the first time you heard your song on the radio? And honestly, and nobody believe, I didn't give a shit the first time I heard it.
Really?
I didn't. You know what meant more to me? To be standing outside and hear somebody riding past playing my song. That meant more to me than hearing it on the radio.
That's, you know what?
Because people pay for the radio. You can't pay people to drive down the street listening to your shit.
Yeah, that is
true.
true.
I got more excited about that part. Because that's what I do it for. You know what I mean?
That. That's kind of like that makes sense to me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that was more important to me. And I heard something real profound today. I always wanted to make music that would help somebody get through Tuesday and Wednesday so they could make it to Thursday.
Dig that.
You know what I'm saying? I want to affect people like that. And I have I feel like I've accomplished that. We got an email today. What are you pointing for? Nah,
I don't know.
No, what you
Shouts
pointing
out-
at,
shouts
yo?
out to Seuss, man.
Shouts out to Seuss to Connect.
Got a brand new
You over
face.
here pointing.
You got a haircut like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, he got a haircut. He got on a fresh new red T-shirt.
He got the red Tims with the.
You got the red Tims to match.
Go ahead, Seuss. I don't know what he's talking about, so don't worry about it. It's
You
cool.
got the.
So anyway, go keep
So
going.
anyway,
Sorry,
that's what I
live
always,
pocket. We live.
Yeah,
Okay, go
yeah.
ahead.
That's what I always wanted to accomplish, and that means the most to me. Yeah, we got an email today to my website, and somebody was saying that she was saying her sister was the biggest Case fan, and she brought her to a show, and her sister kept crying, and she asked me would I take a picture with her after the show, and I did take the picture, and then she was like, well, she died last week. Mm-hmm. And but she was like, but at her service, we're gonna play your music because she loved you that much, and everybody knew it.
Whoa!
And that's the type of thing that means more to me than
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That like just to be able to affect people's lives the way that music has affected me over my life. You see my T-shirt,
Yeah.
and that means more to me than anything over these 25 years.
Damn. Now, as you get ready to start the tour, you know, and you go to these cities, and we're doing 25 cities, right? Is that what we're doing? We got
It started out we was doing 25. Yeah,
I'm about to say because it was supposed to be 25 cities,
yeah.
but now it's ramped up. So here's the thing. That
everybody's city,
which is good. But here's
Yeah.
the thing I think a lot of people want to know too. as you get ready to kick off this tour and you get ready to walk in these cities and you get ready to do the classic Case records and some of the new stuff as well, and just have that vibe with people, what type of euphoria is that going to be for you to be? Here's the thing. It's a quarter century, bro. Like, it's a quarter century singing,
that don't make me feel
songs.
old at all.
No, it shouldn't, but you were young as hell when you came out. So that's one thing. But what I'm saying is it's a quarter century of songs that when they come on right now, they could be released right now and they'd be hit records. That stuff doesn't happen anymore. You know what I'm saying? So as you're being able to go through these cities, what's the feeling that you're expecting to get when you walk out? Because I know how you get, because you and I always have little pep talks on the side of the stage. You know
on the side of the stage.
But what is the feeling that you're expecting to see when you go out there and these places are still packed? The people are different. They look different because they've grown.
Because we all grew up together.
We all grew up together.
We got older together.
But then there's 22-year-olds that are in the audience that know every word of the records,
which always trips me out. Yeah, that trips me out. I'm not expecting anything. I think for me, when I do live shows, I have no expectation.
Yeah. Okay.
All my expectations are put on me.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I sound good. Sometimes I don't look good, because sometimes I need to lose weight. But I lost like 20 pounds. So,
yeah.
But no, seriously, like for me, I just want to have fun. Music to me represents a time of your life.
Yeah.
And it's good music always takes you right back to where you were when you heard that song, or what that song meant to you. And so that's what I look forward to, being able to see the people react to it like that. You know what I mean? That shit means the world to me.
Man, let me tell you something. For those listening, when I'm with my brother and he's performing, and Seuss and I talk about this a lot when you're on stage or whatever the case is, like the one thing that I notice a lot of times is how people gravitate to certain pieces of certain songs.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And that to me is power, because again, these are things that don't happen nowadays. Nowadays, you get a song come out, the hook is fly, about 3-4 weeks, it's cool, and then it's a wrap. You forget about the record, right? Yeah. So that long lasting feeling that you get where you remember, like you said, when the song came out and all of that. But when you have certain pieces of certain songs from 96, 97, 98, 2000 even, or whatever the case is, that resonate to the level that they resonate in people that some weren't even born when the song came out, that's power. And that illustrates the power of music, but the power of influential music that comes from a soul that created the music.
The power of music that means something.
Yeah.
Like it needs to mean something. You know what I mean? Like it. I heard an interview. It's funny you said that. I was listening to an interview with one of my heroes, Leon Silva III.
Yeah.
And he said that he would be in the studio and they would be like, no, do that part over. He's like, because people have parts of songs.
Yeah.
And he was like, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah, that's
And then he
facts.
said once he got on stage and sang it, he saw that was everybody's part. And I could relate to that because there's music that I love and I still listen to this day, but I have my parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I remember that there's a part of one of my favorite songs, Goodbye Love by Guy.
By Guy, yeah.
And I had my little record player and I would keep rewinding. I turn my head. Like it spoke to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what you want to do, what I want to do is when I'm making music, I want it to resonate with people like that.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Just like, let's wait a while. And we say, you said you would always, nigga, that shit I used to rewind that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's why you're able to go on a 25th anniversary tour.
Yeah, I hope
let's talk about what it really is. Like, everybody ain't going on a 25th anniversary tour, and if they do, anybody there but them and their family. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the way it goes. So get ready.
Yeah.
The dates are going to be posted soon. Absolutely, the dates will be posted soon.
Party.
You know what I'm saying? And you can, if you want to be a part of the Case 25 tour, you can get tickets in each individual city. Just keep a lookout for it. Go to Case social media. Go to at Seuss the Connect social media as well. He always posts everything on there. But be a part of this tour. And again, that's one of the reasons why the Kickback is here. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why the Kickback is here, because as as he's on tour, we're gonna be just here vibing and just going over stuff, and also taking comments and questions from you listening right now, which is really awesome too, because you'll be able to get close to the man while he's on tour and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not
family, baby.
Yeah, and I'm not turning this into a case interview, because that's not what this is. But because it's episode 1 and you might not have been here for season 1, I felt like it's important for people to understand the foundation of the show and why. And
plus, we just filmed the Case 25 special.
Man,
we filmed the documentary and the concert special. And all y'all gonna see that soon.
But are they gonna see my jacket I had on though? Look, wait. Are they gonna see the jacket I had on?
Cold ass jacket. What? Cold ass jacket.
Let me tell you something in the camera. I killed him at the.
Your man had on the Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat jacket.
No, it wasn't that.
No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was, but it was fly. But anyway,
you don't know about Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, that's in Revelations.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I didn't know that. See,
it's not. I just made that up.
Okay, I'm about to say because
but it's the same thing.
Listen, man, that night right there. So we had a night where we filmed him performing. He brought Q Parker out from One Tour. Shout out to Q.
Nokio from Drew Hill.
Yeah, Nokio.
But there's also a documentary part. See, you weren't there for that part. It's a documentary and it's the concert. Yeah. So we in the process of editing that now.
It's gonna be
and
awesome.
It's gonna be well, we don't know yet. It's either gonna be on a streaming service or y'all gonna see it.
It's gonna be crazy.
And it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to look back. I was happy that night.
Yeah,
just
man.
to have that many friends and family, and that many people that mean that much to me all in one place.
Case moms was there, which was dope.
My mom's and my little sister.
Like this was a great night that you're gonna see very soon. But again, it's indicative, huh?
And my kids, the two oldest.
Yeah, that's right. They was there.
The two oldest was there.
Your wife was there. Like
my wife was there.
This was a great time. You understand what I'm saying?
It was a stone gas.
Yeah, it was in a cool venue. Like it was really dope. So it's indicative of what the music means to people, and it's indicative of what the journey has been like. So as we continue to go episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and talk about the things that we talk about, that's what I want you to have in the back of your mind as to why we are doing this show. You know, and another thing to touch on too, man, is there's been a lot of transitions over the course of the time, and now you're getting back to the point where, you know, we're in a pandemic still, and you're getting back to the point where
I'm not.
You kind of are too.
Oh,
we'll talk about that. Yeah, you
are.
I
didn't know.
You are. We're in a point where
tell me what I am.
You're going back outside. You're going to different cities. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do different things around different people and all that kind of stuff. And we still are having to move differently, right, than we've ever moved before. Because now everybody is cognizant of, I don't want to be too close to people. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, vaccinated or not. But everybody is like thinking now about things that we never thought about in the past in terms of being too close to one another, or, you know, nobody wants to get sick, all that kind of thing. Have you been thinking about that? And are you moving differently? Because you're not vaccinated.
I'm not.
And you don't want to be.
I'm not gonna be.
There it is.
Like,
talk about it.
Yeah, you vaccinate, you know what? Nah.
As you go on tour, though, is this not a thought? Is this not a thing that you feel like,
Well, we cross that bridge when we come to it, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm nah.
For those that don't know, Case got COVID.
Yeah, I had COVID last year. I got it on my birthday.
And let me tell you the story as to how this happened, because I want him to interject on this. Him and I were together in the back seat of the car going out to hang out for his birthday.
Yep.
And we went to the party, we kicked it, we did our thing, we went back home in the same car.
Yeah.
2 days later, Case hits me and says, man, I feel like hell. And I'm like, damn, Case got a flu or whatever the case is. 2 more days go by, he loses his smell and taste. He texts me, I'll never forget, he texts me and said, yo, I think I got COVID. And I'm like, shit, because I don't want COVID, right? But he texts me that. And sure enough, it laid you down for a while. Like
no, it didn't.
I was
sick for 2 days.
Dog,
let me tell you. My birthday party was on a Sunday.
Right.
Monday night, I couldn't stop coughing.
Tuesday is when you hit me.
Tuesday, I hit you. I had COVID. I was, my wife made me go in the room for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. By Friday, I was cool.
So
and Friday, no, nigga, you can't count. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
But
Thursday.
Right.
No, let me tell you what happened. And then on Friday, because you got to say it like that. Friday. On Friday, we went to McDonald's. I'm like, yo, they ain't putting no salt on these fries.
That's what you told me.
Yeah, and then she's like, it's plenty of salt. I was like, oh, I'm about to die. Cool.
So mind you.
So it wasn't. Hold up, because I don't even want you doing that to these people. Felt like I had the flu for 2 days.
Right.
We call it 3 days, and then I was good. because I'm Mandingo strong.
That is not how that went. I'm
Dog,
gonna tell you, no, we're gonna
am
be
I lying?
You are lying. Yes, you're lying.
Where's the lie?
We're gonna be transparent.
Where's the
with our
lie?
fans,
Where's the
bro.
lie?
You were sick as shit. Okay, like you
For
were sick
2
as hell.
days.
Yeah, but you were sick as hell.
But you just said 5, so you did
Whatever.
lie to our fans.
Tomato. But
I
you were
would
sick.
never lie to y'all.
So-
And as you can see, this motherfucker would lie to y'all.
No. See, the thing about it
Which
is
means he would steal from
No,
y'all. I
no,
saw
no.
that on I Love Lucy.
If it's laying there, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
You leave $20.
Oh, he's
I'm
a taker. Oh, you talking about money? My bad.
Yeah, I'm saying. But no, the point I'm trying to make though is this: like you had it, so you experienced it. Now, granted, you didn't get it as bad as some people do, but you had it, and you know that it's you know its power. Put it like that, okay? Now, the funny thing about this whole situation, remember, we're in the same car, and I didn't get it,
And nobody at my birthday party got it.
and nobody at his birthday party got it, but his daughter got it,
And my wife.
and his wife got it. So this just tells you just how crazy COVID is. Like it just picks who it wants to. It's crazy, and so you are very.
You mean like the flu?
No,
No, I'm asking because the flu does that too. I'm just asking.
I mean, I guess.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like the flu.
But here's the thing. So in terms of like the whole vaccination thing, so here's where we at. Now we talk about this all
I don't
the
have
time.
a flu vaccine either.
Okay, see, we talk about this a lot, him and I, as you can probably tell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully vaccinated, just had my booster actually last week. He's not vaccinated.
Nope.
Now we're gonna talk about this and then we're gonna expand on it a little bit, but
I still get hard. He doesn't.
that's a damn lie.
Well, that's not what she said.
I don't know what she told you that. But this thing right here, let me tell you something. Hey, look at me. Hey, huh?
He got vaccinated against his woodies.
No, but seriously, it did nothing to me. But I think it's awesome that as close as we are, we have such conflicting views. Not necessarily conflicting views, but you have a strong view about not getting it.
Yeah, I'm not getting that
So
shit.
tell people why you feel that way.
Well, the main reason is that the shit happened in less than a year on Donald Trump's watch.
Fair
Then
enough.
I should trust that. They've been trying to cure cancer for
Right.
70 years.
And this is true. I agree.
They don't
This is
have a
true.
cure for the common cold.
I agree.
And here's the other thing. You can still get COVID and still transmit it.
Yes, you can.
So let me get this right. You're protected because
Mm-hmm.
you're vaccinated. But you need me to get vaccinated so that you, who is protected, don't get it. That don't make no sense.
That part doesn't make sense if you look at it,
It makes
that way.
no
If you
sense.
look at it that way, it does. I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, so that I get it. The reason why I am vaccinated is because this is the way I look at it. I have seen and lost people from COVID, right?
Me too.
And yeah, you have a lot of people for you, like
Yeah, a
10,
lot of
11
people.
people, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, I don't want it, of course, but B, I come in contact with my 97-year-old grandmother a lot. I come in contact with my mom all the time. And so I looked at it like based off of my careers and all the stuff I'm doing, I'm always around people. And so I felt like, listen, it makes sense to me because here's the thing. My sister is in healthcare. My sister works for Kaiser. My sister,
Permanente.
I never forget this. My sister calls me up and says, listen, big bro, this is what you're going to do. Like this is the conversation. This is what you're going to do. I'm setting up this, and this. You're gonna need to be here at this amount of time, and this is what you're gonna get. I said, I trust my sister, and I know. And I said, I do want to get vaccinated, so she set it up. I got vaccinated. And here's the thing: I feel better, and I feel more. I do feel protected to a certain way. Now, I will agree with you on a
It's an
couple of
illusion,
things.
though.
It could be.
No, I'm gonna tell you why it is. You just brought up, okay, I'm around my 97-year-old grandmother, blah, blah. But you can still get it and transmit it.
Right.
So you being
But
vaccinated.
they're vaccinated too. See what I'm saying? So
Right,
so we're
but they
all
can
vaccinated.
still get it. I've
Getting
had people, like you said, 10, 11 people that have passed away from it.
Yeah.
So they say.
Yeah.
But some of them
that's
were
another-
vaccinated.
that's a whole nother
Now, here's the
conversation.
other thing, and if you look this up, they'll tell you. If you come to the hospital and get shot 38 times, if you test positive for COVID, they're counting that as a COVID death.
I've heard that
If
as
you
well.
pass away from cancer that you've had for whatever, they're counting that as a COVID
like
death.
Colin Powell.
Yeah,
He had
it's-
multiple myeloma and something else.
Right.
And so,
nigga, you was gonna die anyway. But if you tested positive, they're counting. It's bullshit.
listen, that could be true. My thing is, I'm attracted to the point that even though yes, you can get it, it is proven that if you are vaccinated, you have a lot less chance of it really harming you majorly or dying from it. That to me is a big deal.
Okay, I had an uncle that as soon as he got the shot, he died less than a month later.
Right. I understand that too. So at the end
When
of the
I
day,
die, it's gonna be from some shit I have fun doing. It's not going to be from some shit that they was, oh, you need to, fuck that.
Do you think that the vaccine is harmful?
Well, it has a lot of side effects. That's why they don't have commercials, because
You think it has a lot of side effects? Because a lot of people say that. So
no, I've seen them.
Okay.
Now here's the thing. That's why there's no commercials for the vaccine, because by law, any medication that you make a commercial for, you have to list the side effects.
So let's talk about that real quick. So just so you know, if you're out there and you want to get vaccinated and you worry about the side effects, all I can do is tell you my story, right? So I have Moderna. The first shot, I got a sore arm. That was it. The second shot, I got a sore arm. And then the next day after I got the shot, I had a slight headache in the back of my head. And my body was aching a little bit, kind of like a really mild, like flu type symptom. And then 24 hours later, it was gone. That was it. My booster shot that I just got, I had absolutely nothing. I had a sore arm for like 3 hours, and that was it. But that's just me.
Now wait till tonight.
No, but here's the thing. But here's the thing. My sister also has Moderna. This shows you how it affects people so differently. My sister also got Moderna, the one that's in healthcare. And she was fine after the first shot, but the second shot laid her down with flu symptoms for 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? She hasn't got a booster yet, but that's the way it went. Now, here's a funny story. Not funny, but interesting story. The lady that administered my first 2 shots, real cool lady or whatever the case is, she said that both of the shots made her sick. Like 3 days, like sick. And I was like, that's interesting. But she told me straight up, she said, listen, I have a weak immune system. So I understand why. She goes, that's probably not going to happen to you. But the point is that it affects everybody a little bit differently, just like COVID does, right? COVID affects everybody differently.
Well, let me tell you what determines how COVID affects you. Your immune system.
Right.
Because God gave us all an immune system.
Right.
And depending on the health of it, will depend on how bad anything affects you. Never mind COVID.
Right.
That'll determine how. Let me tell you. Last week, I think it was a mosquito, bit me right here. When I say this shit kept swelling up, this shit swelled up all night. I took some Benadryl and it went away. My point is that no, dude, I grew another arm on my arm.
And you just sat there and didn't go see nobody. You just.
I seen Dr. Benadryl.
I'm about to say, because I'd have been in the doctor's office.
Well, no. Let me tell you, my wife was like, if that shit keeps growing. Look, she drew a line to see if it was growing. And I took Benadryl. She was like, I'm going to wake you up. If you don't wake me up, yo.
So let's transition and talk about this part then, if that's the way you feel. And I think that's cool. I think that there's a lot of people that feel differently about it or whatever the case is, right? Now in the world that we're living in, you have actual companies, you have entities, you have businesses that are almost that are requiring people to be vaccinated, right? Which now you bring a different argument, because now you're like, well, wait, you're trying to tell me you can force me to do something to my body. You understand what I'm saying? Which is causing a lot of uproar all over the place. Like a lot of people are talking about this, like, hold up. You can't tell me to do X, Y, and Z to my own body.
You know who else did that? The Nazis. But y'all not ready for that conversation. But yeah, the Nazis forced people to. That's why forced vaccinations are illegal in the Geneva Convention and the Nuremberg.
So then what does it mean as we transition that the NBA has now done that?
It's all part of the same machine. Well, no. The NBA hasn't done it.
No, the NBA said the NBA.
No,
wait a minute. The NBA said this. The NBA said that people who are not players who are not vaccinated and are not able to go to practice or play in the games.
Right. No, that's not accurate. What happened is municipalities said that. New York said it. San Francisco and LA said that, and this is for everybody, not just NBA. If you're not vaccinated, you can't go into a gym. That FYI, Kyrie.
Let's talk about that.
Right. So here's the thing. But they're letting other players who don't live in New York, they can come and practice and play. And that's the issue.
Is that what it says? Yeah, because that ain't what I read.
No, I'm telling you. Look it up.
Okay. So let's talk.
The NBA never said that. And if you think about it, the people who have been protesting and ended up getting it was Andrew Wiggins, who plays for Golden State, San Francisco. Right. Kyrie in New York. It's in New York. There's only certain places that have said you can't go into certain venues without being vaccinated. And those are the places so far.
So then explain Kyrie's situation and explain why, not only talk about the video, but explain why he is being banished from being able to join his team for any events?
Well, the reason, which part you want me to do first?
Just go at your own discretion.
Here's the thing. The reason why Kyrie is not able to play is because the city of New York said that you can't go into a gym, whether it be an NBA gym, whether it be LA Fitness, without being vaccinated, right? So Kyrie didn't want to get vaccinated. So the alternative to the Brooklyn Nets and the NBA, they was like, well, he can only play road games and he can only practice on the road. And so they was like, well, he can't be a part-time player. That's going to fuck up team. You've played team sports.
Absolutely.
You can't have chemistry. And that's what the Kyrie thing is about. And that's what pisses me off when people are like, well, they let Magic play and he had AIDS. It has nothing to do with the NBA.
Right.
They don't want him to be a part-time player. And so they're paying him to stay home. But if he played for the Miami Heat, he'd be fine. But he can't. You can't live in New York and go into gyms in New York. You can't live in San Francisco and go into gyms in San Francisco, and that's the issue.
So it's not an NBA thing, you're saying?
It's not an NBA thing. It's a city thing. It's a municipality thing. And the other thing about it is that now here's where the confusion comes in. Kyrie did a video.
Yeah,
and he said, I'm not anti-vaccine, but I'm trying to speak for the people who don't have a voice. Okay, then get the vaccine,
right?
Join your team,
right?
And still speak for those people.
Speak for the
because
people.
You not being in the NBA, you have the same voice they have. And nobody give a fuck about you if you're not playing.
And see, that to me that's my issue with the whole situation. I feel like, listen, if you're anti-vaccine, I think that's a person's choice. Like, I honestly do. I think that I don't think nobody should be able to tell you to get a vaccine. But what I do understand though is the way of dealing with the entity in which you work. There are companies all day long that force you to do X, Y, and Z, right? Or that say that if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you can't work here.
They told my wife she had to get it, or she was
Did they? Because companies are doing that.
Yeah, but she has an exemption. She, you know her.
Yeah.
She did some her shit.
Yeah, she did
so
some.
She had an exemption.
You can't tell her. Hey, listen, when she make her mind up, that's a wrap. But I feel
I'm about to tell her she can't fly. I bet you she'd be flying by the weekend.
But I feel like with entities forcing these regulations on people, it's almost like there's a lot of red tape that's violated here, because now you got to pick which way. You got to say, okay, people have freedom to do what they want with their bodies, or they don't. You know what I'm saying?
But did you notice the amount of people resigning?
Yeah,
in the past month?
It's crazy.
They're calling it, what do they call it? The Great Resignation. It's been like 4.3 million people. According
to CBS, and I just pulled this up. According to CBS, there's a comment now on the quote unquote mandate, and what it says is if the league would require players to get vaccinated against COVID, the league will not require vaccinations for players.
Mm-hmm. Because that has to be collectively bargained.
Yeah, it says a vaccine mandate for NBA players would need an agreement with the Players Association.
Yeah, it has to be bargained.
So the question is,
it's municipalities that are doing it, and that's why it's only in those places right now.
But what about the rest of America and the companies that are saying, no, you are going to be vaccinated? Or
everybody else is fucked.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
Because what the loophole they're going through is that they're making it emergency use. And that negates all of your rights.
Yeah.
It's an emergency.
Yeah. That's the whole thing, though, because when you look at it, you say, "Well, hold on, you're giving me conflicting stories right now. Like you're telling me that
America
it's my
is
decision."
Doing that?
Yeah, huh?
No.
What, us? Because you're saying I have a choice to do what I want to do with my body, or I don't. Like you got to pick a way. Now, again, I'm vaccinated. I understand it. I'm glad that I am vaccinated.
What's funny is you starting to turn like green a little bit.
No. That's just all day on me.
You just went green, motherfucker.
I've been out the house since 6 o'clock in the morning. That's all that is right now.
He went a green, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. But I don't know. It's just something that I think
I hate you.
Yeah.
Because I love you.
It's just something that I think is worth talking about, because when you look at a person like Kyrie, this is a person who's influential, right? People like to watch him play. He's got a voice. You know what I'm saying? And some people say he used his voice incorrectly. Some people agree with it.
Well, he's the same person that said that the earth was flat. But here's the thing. He's calling himself a voice for people who are losing their jobs over the vaccine. And he on his video, he's like, I'm not worried about the money. You made $200 million.
Exactly.
These people are losing their job.
These people that make 30 grand.
You can't be their voice.
Yeah, and that's the part I don't. And I'm glad you said that because that's the part that I don't agree with.
I think Kyrie. I'm a Kyrie fan. Let me say that. I think Kyrie usually means well. He just needs. He's like Kanye.
Yeah. Okay.
He needs to filter that shit through somebody before he says it out loud.
Yeah.
Well, kind of like me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Because for him to say that, I want to be a voice for these people that make $30,000 a year that are losing their jobs. Yeah, you make. Not only have you made $200 million, but you're getting paid $18 million to stay home this year. We didn't talk about that. So how you a voice for somebody that's making 30 and losing their job while you making 18 million?
The moral of the story is you can't really listen to Kyrie because you don't have Kyrie's paycheck.
You gotta do what's right for you.
And that's it. I think
you gotta do what's right for you.
That is it right there. You gotta do what's right for you.
Which I mean, that's life. Yeah. You gotta do what's right for you.
And I think the same thing is true in the music industry because a lot of people in the music industry are also doing the same thing. Like people are, well, is such and such vaccinated? Like you hear artists all the time and people are asking them questions and they're on interviews and like, yeah, so what about vaccination? Well, I ain't doing it or I am doing it or whatever the case is. Yeah. They got the same level of influence and a lot of them have a certain different level of money than you might have or whatever the case is. And so you got to take that with a grain of salt, though. You got to take people's opinions for what they are, their opinions.
You got to do what's right for you.
Those people are not paying your rent or your mortgage next month.
And they're
not doing that.
Wait, and they're not gonna.
They're not answering your phone call if you call, like none of that kind of stuff. So you have to understand that, listen, this is great to be able to listen to people's different perspectives and all of that. We get that. But we just want you to understand that at the end of the day, you're still on your own island.
This is not social media. This is real life.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is what it really is all about.
You Nigga, do you know I can see you?
Do you think that in 1996 when you came out as an artist, that was a hard left turn. Listen. Do you think the artists and influencers at that time had the same level of power and influence that they have now in terms of what if this would have happened in 1996?
It wouldn't be the same. And the difference is social media. Now, let me tell you something that I've had this conversation. There is a difference because in 1996, I do you one better. In 1986, being a celebrity or a star meant something way different than it means now. And I'll tell you why. In 1986, you had to be Michael Jackson, or you had to be
Prince,
Sylvester Stallone, or you had to be Magic Johnson, to be famous, and for people to now, you could just pose with your ass on Instagram all day, and now you're just as famous, and that's the difference.
That makes sense to me.
Like people are being influenced by a lot of shit that, in my opinion, people shouldn't be influenced by.
So do you think influencers, right, which I guess are new day celebrities in a way, kind of?
Some of them is famous for not doing shit.
For not doing the motherfucking thing. And I can cuss because
like if Instagram went away, a lot of people wouldn't be famous no more. You'd just be in the mall with your ass out.
And evicted. They'd be that too.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But that's the whole thing. Like, do you think that these influencers should have the capability to be able to express a message like this about something like this and have people actually believe in what they saying?
Well, that's two different things. I think that what social media has accomplished, and I use that term loosely, is it's given every smart person, every brilliant person, and every jackass a forum to express their opinion. Now it's up to you what you allow to affect you.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of opinions on social. Like I always say this, since social media has come out, I've met some of the most brilliant, some of the most thoughtful and insightful people that I've ever met in my life because of social media.
Fair enough.
But I've met some of the dumbest motherfuckers.
Yeah, they just
that
look good.
God has ever allowed to exist on social media, and so it's up to you. It's up to you. No, it's up to you what you allow to, and that's why it comes down to you. Because you can be affected or influenced by the dumb shit, or you can be influenced by the intelligent shit. It's up to you. Because social media is all available to everybody. The information is there.
Yeah.
Whether you choose to accept it or take advantage of it is up to you. Like I know people that don't take advantage of a lot of the information that you can get on social media or on the internet, period. But they take advantage of every ass picture.
Yeah.
Which is some dumb shit. Like
Yeah.
that shit. I have people that send me ass pictures all day, and I'm like, nigga, I don't even open that shit no more.
Right,
Like,
right.
I don't want to see another ass.
Right.
I got an ass.
Right.
It don't look like that. Granted. But I don't want to see another ass. Like,
And you know
ass
what?
is ass.
And that's the thing. Like today's episode, I thought important to talk about influence.
And talk about ass.
Because influence has changed and transitioned so much over the past few years because of social media, because of opinions, because of, watered down material. Like all these things are fake
stuff.
And it's like, but dealing with the stuff that we're dealing with in our culture right now, all we rely on is influences. Think about this real quick. Whatever influences are to you, whether it's social media, whether it's a pretty chick on Instagram, whether it's a dude with his shirt, whatever the case is to you that influences you, that is what we rely on to make decisions. Life decisions,
Inform
though.
opinion, yeah.
But life
Important
decisions. Not decisions on what food to eat, but life decisions.
Whether you're going to live or die.
Yeah, we rely on influences or influencers to tell us what we're supposed to do to keep us okay. And that's one thing I don't understand. Like,
Well,
I
think the percentage of people who make life decisions based on social media influences, I think that percentage is low. I hope it's low.
I don't think it is, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Maybe not for kids.
But that's who I'm thinking about it. Who are the most impressionable people? There are people that are coming up.
That's true.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
That's
And
true.
what do they look at? Well, what does LeBron say? What does the chick on Instagram say?
Right.
What are they doing? I'm gonna do what they do.
Yeah, you got a
They
point.
didn't want to
You
get
got a point.
vaccinated. I ain't getting vaccinated.
Yeah, you got a point.
You see
You
what
got
I'm
a
saying?
point.
And
Yeah.
that part bugs me out because I feel like the transition. Okay, so let's go here. As a performing artist, as a celebrity, right? You have a certain level of influence. You always have towards people. I watch it when we go on somewhere. Like people gravitate to shit that you do and say. As a radio and TV personality, I get the same type of, like, I see it. I can see people, hey, Gerard, so blah, blah. If they see me post something, they'll go, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the situation like, not one of these people has had a real conversation with you or me.
Not one time.
They don't know what we go through behind closed doors.
Right.
They don't know if we have health conditions. They don't know none of that kind of stuff. And I
It's
feel
just
like
your opinion.
it's your opinion, but more important than that, it's what I choose to show you. Because social media gives me a choice as to what I can show you.
Right.
And as we know, everybody on social media is going to show you the shit that's perfect. Like, that's just the way that goes.
Yeah.
So I just look at the situation like, damn, like things have transitioned to a different level, and I don't know if that level is healthy. You understand what I'm saying?
No, it's not. I can tell you now, it's not.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people on social media don't use it in a healthy way.
There it is.
And so it's not.
There it is.
It can be healthy. Like there's a lot of people. This is a shout out. My man Raspy Rawls.
Yeah.
He got so much information, so much knowledge to give people. But he don't have nearly enough followers as he should have, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because that's not sexy. It's not exciting to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been following him for years, and I've been even people that didn't follow Minister Farrakhan when he was on.
Right. Listen,
Because that's not exciting.
If
to
it
me.
ain't sexy, then it's not getting followers.
Mr. Farrakhan ain't got his ass out.
Right.
So, you know what I mean?
But it shows how demented our thought process actually is. You know
And
what
it was
I'm saying?
all a plan.
And I feel like music has something to do with it.
Oh, you goddamn right.
I feel like music has a lot to do with it. And one of the things that we wanted to talk about in this episode too was the way that has changed and transformed over these last 25 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that music and its influence and its resonation towards people has changed. Now, I don't know if that's because of the fact that we get it different ways now or what. I mean, I don't.
It began to change, ironically, about 25 years ago.
That's crazy right there. See that?
In my opinion, that's when it began to change. People always point out there was always raunchy music. There was Millie Jackson in the 70s, and but you can't name two more people that were making that.
Yeah.
There was and that's just music.
There was
in
a
general.
lane. There was this little small lane.
There was a lane for everything. I mean, even if you break it down to, there was Earth, Wind, and Fire, there was Parliament Funkadelic, there was Michael Jackson, there was DeBarge, there was Earth, Wind, and Fire. they all sounded different.
Yeah.
But we loved them all. There was
Yeah.
the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
There was the Gap Band. There was Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Now it's gotten to a point where it all sounds the same. Everybody's talking about the same shit.
Yeah.
And I can break down what that's about too.
Let's do it.
I got signed in 1995.
Damn.
What I noticed was in about 1998, the corporations started buying up the record companies. So
Like Sony, you're talking about like Sony's and like that, those type of corporations.
Vivendi.
Okay. You're talking
Vivendi,
about,
Universal, Polygram. Yeah, but yeah, Sony too,
Yeah.
for lack of a better. And what I noticed is that, okay, back in the days, let's go back to Motown. Berry Gordy. Berry Gordy had a bunch of artists. He loved the Supremes. He loved the Temptations. Neither one of them artists could get a hit for years.
I heard about that.
Dog, their nickname was the No-Hit Supremes.
Yeah.
For years at Motown. The Temptations was the No-Hit Temptations. But what happened was that Berry Gordy was like, well, I believe in them. So I'm going to keep putting this shit out until one of them is a hit. Right? And look what we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fast forward to maybe 1997, 98. The corporations come in. They don't know or give a fuck who's on the label.
Right.
And I know this because I was in a meeting one time. They didn't know who was on the label. Them corporations, they don't care. All they want to know is in December, what's the bottom line look like?
Right.
They don't give a fuck about so they don't. So if I'm putting out records, if I put out 3 records and none of them are a hit, then the people at the record company is like, okay, I believe in him, but fuck him because I don't want to lose my job.
Right. Okay.
And so now they like, okay, let me see. DMX made that? Okay, I need somebody to sound like DMX. And then they go make that so they don't lose their job. It's self-preservation. Berry Gordy didn't have that problem because it was his shit. And so when you have the corporations who don't care about not only us, they don't care about our music, they don't care about our culture. And it's not just us. It's even like rock and roll acts, they don't care. All they care about is the bottom line. When that happens, nobody believes in anything. Only thing anybody believes in is I don't want to lose my job.
Right.
And so they start making decisions based on survival as opposed to based on what they like. And when you're making music, you can't make music based on survival. Just like I can't make music based on, okay, this is going to make money. I can't make music like that because it's not going to be real.
But that's what people do now.
Yeah, because they have
Yeah,
no choice.
right.
And well, now it's different because we've taken the corporations out of it, and now it's social media, and now it's just the fucking Wild West, and it's just fucktardia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which explains
He didn't care about
who?
Yeah, Suge. And you know what? Suge Knight did it for a while. But, you know, it was other things that messed it. But Suge did that. If he believed in you, he was going to keep putting that shit out. But that was the end of that. And you got to remember, that was before when I'm talking about. Suge, Death Row, that shit was in 92, 90. It started in 92 with The Chronic.
Because Doggy Style came out in 93.
93. And The
Yeah.
Chronic came out in 92.
Yeah.
But when I'm talking about, it's like 96, 7, 8. And that's when everything started changing. So I can have an artist, and I can really believe in this artist. But if I know I'm going to get fired if this artist don't have a hit.
Damn, that's deep right there.
No, that's real shit.
Like that's some stuff. See, as a person listening to this podcast right now, I can guarantee you that's something that they've never thought of. Like that's not what you would see when you watch a video or when
Right.
you download a record or when you go to the club.
Because that's behind the scenes.
Yeah, but
But
that's
if you
the stuff
think
that
about
people
it,
need to know.
that's why it's called the music business.
Yes.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm proud of this. I'm the last artist that Russell Simmons personally signed to Def Jam. LL Cool J was the first. I was
Yeah.
the last.
Wow.
Russell could put out, let's use me for example. Let's say if my first 3 records just bombed. Russell could be like, I believe in him. I'm going to keep going until he gets a hit. You can't do that now.
Right.
Because the corporation is in charge now. And they like, okay, we're not making money. They're not going to say, we need to get rid of Kate. They're going to get rid of your ass.
Right.
And me.
Right.
And that you can't be creative like that.
Do you think that affects the level of, because we're talking about influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that philosophy and the way that it is affects the level of influence that particular entity will have on the public?
Well, yeah, because what happens is it gets dumbed down to its lowest common denominator. Because if Gerard J has out a song and it's a smash hit, I don't want to lose my job. So we need to make a song that sounds like that.
Okay.
And then everybody's doing that so they don't lose their job.
Right.
And now nobody's being creative. That's why there's been no Parliament Funkadelic. There's been no Outkast. There's been none of that shit. Everything sounds the same.
But there's
every
also
female R&B singer damn near
Right.
now sounds like Aaliyah.
But there's also not been any music that has the same level of effect.
Because the people in charge, they don't want
They
that.
don't- yeah.
Because that's too risky. They're gonna lose their job.
That's crazy.
And then now that you don't need those people, it's like people have gotten used to, now it's a drug.
Yeah.
Now it's the drug game. It started out as the people not losing their job. Well, now it's become, well, this nigga put out this and he popped off. I can make this dumb shit and it's gonna pop.
Yeah.
It's legal drug money. And nobody got in the game, back in my day, it wasn't a hustle.
Right.
It's a hustle now.
It's a hustle now.
It was more creativity. It meant something. And I think now, don't get me wrong, there are people who are creative and they dope as fuck nowadays.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it's become a hustle.
Man, that's crazy because you know what? Radio is kind of has the same type of a situation. Like I see the same type of thing in that industry, in the industry in radio and TV, because you look at the transitional ways that people use radio. It used to be where you use radio to find out what artists had the shit.
Yeah.
And artists needed it for that. We made hits and made stars.
Yeah.
And if you didn't get on the radio, it wasn't happening for you.
Right.
Now it's different. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
people listen to radio differently. And that's one of the things that when we sit in these radio meetings and we sit with the program directors and we talk about all this type of stuff, the things that we talk about now are okay, well, how are people using radio now? Which has changed. COVID, I'm going to tell you this. COVID has altered the way people use radio significantly.
And so it's social media.
And so is social media. And so you look at the situation from the standpoint of what it's supposed to be versus what it actually is. And they're two totally different worlds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the challenge becomes, okay, how do I take these two different worlds, put them in a place where I understand them so I can capitalize off what's going on? And it sounds, based on what you're saying, like the music industry is the same thing. You know what I mean?
Because
like it's
they're
the
all
same
connected.
thing.
They've always been connected.
Yeah. So
From the
this
very
is-
beginning.
Yeah,
Radio
from the
and
very
music.
beginning. But it was a point where there was so much exclusivity involved that you had to have these entities in order to be successful.
I got a better one for you. They were gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Before it even got to radio, they was gatekeepers. Now anybody can say any old dumb shit, and if it's catchy and it works on social media, now it's a hit, and then everybody's gonna follow that.
I think it has been made easier to influence people because
Yep.
you have more access to a wider range of
Which
influencers.
is a gift and a curse.
Which is a gift,
It's a
and,
gift
a
and a
curse.
curse.
And that's the thing.
It's a gift and a curse. Yeah.
Before you could only get influenced by certain things, certain people, certain companies, certain scenarios. Now you can get influenced by anybody you come in contact with.
I got a better one for you, but it's like life. Just like there was a time, if you wanted to get Vicodin, you had to get a prescription because you had pain.
Man,
now you can get that shit anywhere.
Let me call Pete. Man.
Wait, yeah. Now you can get that shit anywhere.
Pete!
Yeah, and look what's happening.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's crazy though.
It's the same thing.
Because you got to think about it like, okay, let's talk real.
Too much of anything is bad for you.
Right, but let's talk real. How long has it actually taken for this transition to actually happen? It has not been that long. Like
That shit was fast.
Right, that shit was super fast.
Yeah.
And I know that, again, the pandemic changed a lot of stuff.
That shit was changed long before the pandemic.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
the pandemic changed. This is what the pandemic did. The pandemic made business owners and bigwigs look at shit and say, wait a second. Okay, so you mean to tell me I could do the same amount of business? I don't need a brick and mortar.
And I can do it like this.
I can do it this way
Yeah.
and save this amount of dollars? Yeah, let's do that.
The pandemic
and
made
they had to do it
motherfuckers-
quick.
The pandemic made motherfuckers realize how many meetings didn't have to be meetings. They could be emails.
And how many offices didn't have to be paid for every month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's been so much since we've been dealing with this. You know what I mean?
You're right.
And that's why, you know, talking about influence is such a thing, because you got to also understand this. Because of the pandemic also, we've been forced to do what? Get our information from TV. Get our information from whatever we have access to in the crib. But here's the thing. You now have different conversations that we're having about really major public issues that are now magnified to a different type of degree. We were talking about Dave Chappelle earlier.
I got a better one for
What?
you. When the presidential debates are going on, there's a Twitter hashtag at the bottom of the screen.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So much stuff like that is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's affecting people that have certain beliefs differently, because now it's becoming emotional.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's becoming like, how dare you say that? Versus,
and now we got to pick a team.
Yeah, now you got to pick sides.
We was never in the pick a team shit.
No, we
as
wasn't
much
in that.
as we are now.
No, look at what's going on around Dave Chappelle right now.
Yeah, like, it's terrible.
Dave Chappelle and the thing that has happened with him and the whole LGBTQ community has forced people to look at it and say, "Oh, well, okay, I got to pick a side somewhere." We've never had to
and
pick
it don't
that.
have to be like that.
It doesn't have to be like that. And everybody's talking about, you know, that in terms of Dave, and I watched The Closer and I watched all the stuff that
I
Dave
watched
has
all
done.
that shit.
I watched all of it, and I think a lot of people have, and so I understand both perspectives. Like Dave made good points, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, wait a second, we're in a situation right now where you have to be so sensitive about certain things based off the emotional level of it that the kickback, no pun intended.
I see what you did there.
You like that? That you might receive can be catastrophic now.
And a lot of it is bullshit.
Explain.
Like, it's bullshit because I think people, and it's not just the LGBTQ. I got that shit right the first time. I don't think it's just them. Just people in general is too fucking sensitive. Like, I mean, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
And I watched The Closer. I watched all of his specials.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he didn't say anything wrong or that should have offended, especially in The Closer. I don't think he said anything that should have offended anybody.
I think what happened was, so he made this. This is, I think, what I think happened. What I think happened was he made comments that actually did make sense to people that didn't want it to make sense. Okay, what he said was, okay.
Oh, you mean like the shit that happened with Trump?
Well, not only that, but when he said, okay, so you mean tell me the baby killed the dude in the Walmart and his career got better?
Say that.
But you can't hurt a person's feelings that's in the LGBT community. I said, damn, that's a good point, and I understand his freedom of speech and his point.
It makes perfect sense.
It makes sense, but it was said out of a person's mouth, and people tend to look at it like, wait, you can't say that.
Man, fuck that.
And that's the part that I don't understand, because.
But let me tell you something else he said. He was like, you can't say the F word.
Right.
In relation to a gay person.
Right.
Right? The F word.
Yeah.
You can get on TV and say nigga.
Right. 300
times.
Right.
But if you say the F word, it's all bad. Which means, and he said, somebody was like, hey, I'm not an F word. It's like, well, I'm not a nigga either. And my thing is, everybody's too sensitive.
I remember that.
Like,
you think everybody's too sensitive? Okay.
No, I know for a fact everybody's too sensitive. Like, like some of the shit that I see going now, I'm like, that shit is unnecessary.
So I understand that point. I just think that I would never say that people are too sensitive, because I feel like it's a person's right to
Fuck
feel.
that.
Hold
You're
on.
too sensitive.
No, I get it, but I feel like it's a person's right to feel how they want to feel.
I do too, and it's my right to tell you.
That exactly right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's your right. But I also think that if you gotta look at the common denominator here, and the common denominator is we're supposed to have freedom to say what we want to say. It doesn't mean that this is the way that it's supposed to be.
This is how I feel.
But this is how that person feels.
Right.
And as a comedian, he's gonna be authentic about his personal feelings. But you have a choice as to whether you want to absorb it or not. You understand what I'm saying? That's my thing. You could choose to disagree with it, and that's fine. You know, now I will say this. I do commend that community on coming together the way that they do. And I wish that other communities like us would come together that type of way, because I think that if we did.
Yeah, but let me tell you something about that. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
But I feel like if other communities kind of looked at that and said, damn, there is strength in numbers, because think about this, let's be honest. They have, you do not want to offend anybody in the LGBTQ community right now. You don't.
Yeah.
And I commend them on that because they've commanded that level of respect.
Can I say something?
Listen,
Can I say
you
something?
can.
When we, I'm gonna speak for black people. When we come together like that, what happens? The government infiltrates and shuts it down.
Hey, you know what? You got a point.
The Black Panthers came together.
You got a point.
And they labeled them a terrorist organization when all they was doing was had breakfast programs for kids.
You got a point. You got a point.
So you can't really say. I mean, I feel you. I commend them too. But even Dave Chappelle said this. Yo, how the fuck y'all making this much progress that fast?
Yeah.
That is by design.
Okay.
That is by design. Because when we come together, they get rid of a motherfucker. When Malcolm X tried to get us together, they blew his head off. When Martin Luther King tried to get us together, they blew his head off.
I think
so that part is bullshit
fair
to
point.
me.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
I just really look at that and say, you know what? A person is entitled to say what they want to say.
Where my applause shit?
Yo.
No, where my applause shit from my... Okay, thank you. God damn it.
A person is entitled to say what they want. This is my opinion. A person is entitled to say what they want to say. You are entitled to feel how you want to feel about what that person said.
Unless you say it about LGBTQ.
And that is what the conversation is, because even right now, like now, I mean, Dave has been forced to be like, okay, I will have the sit down, but it's going to be on my terms.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm with him on that.
I agree with that too.
I'm with him with that.
You can't make me meet with you if I ain't comfortable or whatever, whatever the case is. So, I mean, it just goes on to say, again, today's show is about influence, and it's about influencers, and it's about influences. And we're talking about different examples of what those are and how they've changed, progressively over the past however many years.
I don't know if we can call it progressively.
I mean,
it's changed. Well, it depends on your definition of progress.
Right. So
I encourage everybody to be yourself. Feel how you want to feel.
Yeah.
Be who you want to be. Live and let live.
Yeah.
Also live and let die.
I agree with that too. But what happened? So how about this though?
Oh, my bad.
Let's take it a little further. So talking about this situation, like what happens now? What do you think? Because I was thinking about this driving over here. Actually, I was like, damn, like we're in a point right now where we're having real serious, like nationwide conversations about this. Mm-hmm. What happens now? What if somebody else doesn't like something somebody says? What
Fuck
if?
'em.
I mean,
that's how I feel.
That's one way to look at it.
And that's why when I saw what Dave Chappelle said yesterday, I appreciate the fact that he stood his ground.
I do too.
You got to stand your ground.
I think anybody needs to stand their ground. Like, listen, man, if you believe something and you stand on certain laurels, you stand your ground. If you do not stand your ground, you will never be respected.
You can be right, you can be wrong, which is all subjective. Right and wrong is subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Al Qaeda felt like they
were right. And that's
America
what it is.
feels like they're right.
Exactly.
What movie was it when dude was like, yo, the Nazis had doctors. It doesn't make you a good person.
It doesn't make you a good person.
And so that's all subjective.
Yeah, I agree.
Right and wrong is subjective. Good and bad is subjective. I think that everybody should live and let live. And I mean, even believe it or not, the ignorant shit that goes on, like the white power and the Aryan, if that's how you feel, fuck you, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just stay the fuck away from me with that shit, because I knock one of you motherfuckers out, but that's neither here nor there.
He's not a fighter. He sings Missing You. He's not a fighter.
Nigga. I come with references.
Look.
Yeah. Wait, that nigga just laughed. I come with references, nigga.
I know.
Yeah.
But this is... Look, man, I'm so glad that this...
Bust a nigga head,
and let me tell you
smack
this.
a hoe, shoot the club up.
Let me tell you this. For you watching right now, like, let's be transparent, right? We put together a show clock, right? We said, okay, we're going to talk about this,
we
this,
fucked
and
up
this.
the show clock?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But what happened with the show clock today, when I put it together, I said, okay, this is what we're going to talk about, but I'm going to let it transition how it's going to transition. Mm-hmm. And I think that because of the fact that we are dealing with these issues to the capacity that we are today, it automatically turned into exactly what I put on the damn show clock. But it was in a little bit of a different format.
I made you.
You did. No, you didn't. Which tells me that...
I burped, but I moved away.
Which tells me that we have stuff going on, Case, that people are scared to address on a format that people are listening to, right? Yeah. Because they're scared of what the backlash is going to be. And that's the part I don't understand, because at the end of the day, the common denominator is supposed to still be that we can feel how we need to feel based off us individually. We can say whatever we want to say because that's our American right, right? So how in the hell are we in a situation where people have the opportunity, because they do, to be able to quote unquote cancel us for saying and feeling what the hell we want to say and feel?
Cancel these nuts. Because let me tell you, one of the biggest problems in any relationship, whether it be man and woman, white or black, whatever, one of the biggest problems that you can have is keeping shit in and letting it build resentment.
Man, let's talk about that.
That's
That
real
might
shit.
need to be a topic.
No, that's next week.
That's a relationship.
Tune in next week.
Hey, that right there is a relationship topic for next week. Because here's the thing.
Coupled by red flag.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Because here's the thing that we want you to understand as you start to
Write that
wrap
down,
up.
write that down.
As you start to wrap
Write
up.
that down.
What I want you to understand as we start to wrap things up is that we're going to have a lot of fun on this show. But we had to have these conversations to start it off. I don't want you thinking like, damn, they're being real serious. Like, we have to be for certain topics, but we are going to have some fun. And what you just said is a very organic topic.
Oh, that's gonna be
that
fun
we
next
have
week.
to talk about
Yeah.
next week. Because we're going to talk about all of that stuff. Like, all of that stuff. Like, I just went through a breakup recently. We're going to talk about all of that
Ooh,
time.
man.
We're going in. No.
No. I'm about to talk so much shit next episode.
We good.
That when I get home, I'm at sleep on the couch.
You're going to be banished out. But that's the way it's going to go in the Kickback Podcast, man. And like, I just feel like it's a great opportunity for folks to get to know you as a person.
For sure.
Me as a person. Are we going to, let me just ask this while
Nobody
we live.
knows.
Are we going to search for a co-host or are we?
We need to.
We got it. We're going to bring all that.
We need girl. We need
It
woman.
didn't work. It didn't, look. With the audience, I like to be. You know,
We
you
need
know
woman.
Me. You know
Why?
me. We need woman.
Yeah.
Last season we had
We put out the whole
10 episodes. Did we do 10 episodes last season?
You know I didn't go to college, so I can't count.
Yeah, but it's fine.
many
We
episodes
were
was
supposed
it?
to get a co-host.
Yeah, 6. It was 6.
We didn't get a co-host.
No, it was more than 6.
It's in there. We just said you need to choose and then put it
No,
But the moral of
that's
the
not it.
story is we're gonna actually, huh?
They didn't follow instructions.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Susa-
That wasn't it.
Your
We
instructions
need
supposed to
new-
be a lot.
Yeah.
Like you're a little tough, right? But look, the moral of the story is I know today was a very deep episode. It was episode 1 and it was very heavy.
That's what she said.
She told me the same thing though.
Yeah.
She
Whoa,
told you that too.
Yeah, you keep
Oh,
dreaming.
No, she told me that
I'm
first.
a lover, not a fighter.
She told me that first. You know what I'm saying? And then she
She told me that on tape.
Yeah, see, I got person to person. You know what I'm saying?
No. I don't want to tape.
So look,
Cock-a-doodle-doo, nigga.
I don't want to deter anybody saying, "Oh, I'm not going back next week because they're heavy." Because we're gonna have some fun. Don't get it twisted. But organically speaking, this show just went where it went today, and that's part of being a live situation. You know what I'm saying?
for
So
sure.
it's all good because
sure.
I think we talked about stuff that we needed to talk about. So now we got that off our chest for episode 2. We're gonna have a good time. So get ready for that right there. Now. We also, during the Kickback Podcast, are going to incorporate different features and different things that you can expect. We call them benchmarks in radio terminology, right? We're going to include some benchmarks and some things like that you can look forward to at the same time every single week, okay? We're working on that as well. So get ready for a lot of things happening this season
Yeah, definitely.
of the Kickback Podcast. We got a long list of guests that are coming through that are going to enjoy time with us. Some of the names that you will love. So we'll talk about all that stuff as well. So just enjoy. You got what are you doing, bro? We're doing a show here.
Ain't nobody doing nothing.
You got final words for people? You got things?
I love y'all. We're gonna have fun this season. We had fun last season.
Real final words, bro. Not the stuff that you say on stage. Like real, like final words.
No, on stage, I say, yeah. On stage, I'd be like, hey, I love y'all. Remember to love each other. And I do.
You do that.
And sometimes I get in trouble because I do like this with the mic, like I'm throwing dice, and they be like, "You broke the mic."
Yeah, you can't do that.
So don't do
No,
that
you
next
can't.
show.
No, not,
Okay.
let's-
So
let's
like
do
I was
something.
saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Sure, man, we're gonna have some fun.
Fun times.
I love it. I don't even know who this guy is, but we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about some shit that y'all want to talk about. Sometimes we're gonna talk about some shit that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and like we said when we started, you're not always gonna agree with us. We're not always gonna agree with you, but it's all coming from a place of love, and we hope you love us back. And we're gonna see y'all soon.
I like it. It's the Kickback Podcast. Episode 1 is now a wrap. Season 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.